Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and honestly, I think we're all going to need a mega pint after reading this story. Oh my Lord, I just don't even know where to begin. National feminist organizations break their silence on Amber Heard in an open letter of support. The letter denounces the rising misuse of defamation lawsuits to silence people who report DV. Because just believe whoever comes forward. Just believe them. Women are always being truthful and honest. Always. Especially Amber. How dare we doubt Amber and all the evidence and all the tapes? How dare we? No, she's a woman who deserves to be heard and deserves to be told that she's telling the truth, even though she's not. Who do you think's, breaking this news? Oh, of course, look who it is. Tenbarge, the biggest Amber Heard supporter who refuses to not only watch the trial and all the evidence, but refuses to accept anybody who's going to challenge her because she's so set in her way that Amber's innocent. Doesn't matter what the truth is. Anyway, let's break down this letter. More than 130 people, including Gloria Steinman, organizations in the field of women's rights advocacy and DV and SA, have signed an open letter to support Amber Heard, who lost a defamation suit this year brought by her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, for an op-ed, which she wrote. She was a public figure representing DA. The letter, which was exclusively shared with NBC News, of course, ahead of its public release Wednesday, was signed by groups like the National Organization for Women, the National Women's Law Center, Equality Now, Women's March Foundation. It was written by a group of people who identify as DV survivors and supporters of Heard. They, of course, break down that the Washington Post never actually mentioned Depp, even though she acknowledged she was clearly speaking of Depp. The letter, which denounces the rising misuse of defamation lawsuits, is one of the biggest public shows of support for Heard after months of silence from many groups after the verdict. Representative for both Depp and Heard declined to comment. The jury's decision was legal vindication who lost a libel case in the UK, blah, blah, blah. I'm just reading you so you know what she's saying. Justice Andrew Nichol, who's a scumbag, who is not, everybody in the UK is like, even barristers have come forward saying this wasn't right. Doesn't matter. He just sided with Amber, and that's what we all should do because it was already done. They don't want to focus on the fact that the jury didn't side with her, so maybe it is more complicated. No, they don't even want to acknowledge that. No, believe Amber at all costs. Spokesman for the group behind the letter, who asked to remain anonymous. Gosh, I'd love to know who's behind the letter. Is it Eve Barlow? Is it Boozy? Is it what's that guy? The Shane, David Shane? Who is this anonymous person, Kat? I'm sure there's nothing nefarious or biased behind the person behind all this. They don't want to know because of the online harassment she faces and they'd face in posting their support of her. Said they believe that after the trial, individuals were afraid to speak out because they saw what was happening to the few who had. Letter says the ongoing harassment of Amber and her supporters was fueled by disinformation, misogyny, biphobia. Oh my God. As if that's why we're mad at her. And a monetized, she's the only one who's made this a thing, by the way. And a monetized social media environment where a woman's allegations of DV and SA were mocked for entertainment. It's so funny because you're not making revenue on this, Kat. I'm so sick of your hypocrisy of, you're the one who keeps bringing this up. We would all move on if you don't keep lying. You're lying. You've been caught lying. You were on a telephone call with me. I didn't cut it out of context. You were on a phone call with me, agreeing with me about her. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You are the biggest fraud in the world. And you're mad at me because you got caught. You won't have a conversation. You're terrified to have an actual conversation with somebody who has the other side of the evidence. You don't want to engage. You're not a journalist. These are op-eds you're writing, and these are social media justice for you. This is your opinions that you're putting out there. This isn't journalism. This is horrible. The vindication and harassment of her and her supporters were unprecedented for both vitriol and scale. Anyway, so blah, 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 blah sets it up. Let's read the letter itself. I don't want to keep giving Kat. Please don't give her the click. It's all she wants here. But here it is. Amber Heard open letter. And trust me, we will be talking about this further during our live. I want to get your comments. I want to get you involved in this. So please join us live. If you haven't already, can you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, hit that all notifications so you get notified, as well as the thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts down below. How many mega pints do you need as you've heard this? I'm very curious. All right, but here's the experts support Amber Heard. These are the experts. Okay. I wonder how many people watch the trial, but we won't get to know that. An open letter in support of Amber Heard. 5 months ago, the verdict in the defamation trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard deeply concerned many professionals in the fields of intimate partner and SV. And as many, including A.O. Scott for the New York Times, have noted. Let's see, what did he say? Oh, I have to buy it to read it. Oh, but we're monetizing it. Got it. Cool. Well, I did break it down. And yeah, this was just a ridiculous piece that they wrote. Ridiculous piece that just baffling, unidentifying, sad spectacle. Unreal. Misogyny and celebrity go hand in hand. Even before the verdict came in, Depp had already won. Yeah, because he had the evidence. What had looked like a clear-cut case of DV had devolved into both sides' melodrama. Like, can you imagine summing that up? Like, how dare you, A.O. Scott? Like, how dare you? Like, did you not listen to the audio? Did you not see her caught lying to her assistants and doing... Literally, she was caught lying in multiple countries. I can't even believe the audacity of these reporters to just, clearly he's guilty. This is the bias. That's the problem with mainstream media and journalists. They don't care. They just believe Amber. How on earth do you believe Amber Heard? Oh my God, you'd think there was one person we all would have agreed on, but no, the media refuses because you know why? Because they always just bought it. And now they look like idiots. They all look like idiots and they refuse to accept the loss and have egg on their face. No, we're the problem. The truth isn't real. This is really what happened. Believe the woman who's lying. Anyway, as A.O. Scott of the New York Times has noted, so therefore, because he wrote it, guys, it's true. Vindication of ongoing online harassment of her and those who have voiced support for her have been unprecedented in both vitriol and scale. Well, come on here. Why is it so? I can't find a single person who will just come on and have a conversation about this. Like someone who really believes it. Because you know why? When they're challenged, they're not actually educated on the subject or the trial or the evidence. That's what's so frustrating about this. We're very passionate about this case because we followed it. I can't tell you how many survivors have come on this channel and talked about the fact that they gave Amber all the benefit and the doubt. And they watched it unfold. It had nothing to do with social media. It had to do with us watching her on the stand, the evidence that came in, listening to those audio tapes. I don't need to keep repeating myself, but that's what made people made this decision. Much of the so the harassment was fueled by disinformation, misogyny, biphobia. Oh my God, yeah, right. And a monetized social media environment. How about a monetized news environment where you're all making money? Hello, AO, subscribe now for only $1. Like you don't have ads on this? Well, I have ad blockers. You do. Look at this ad on top. You have ads too. How much have you made, Kat, on your Amber Heard coverage? Are you donating it all to charity? Are you donating it to these charities? I bet you're not. Do you donate your whole salary, Kat? How dare you accept a salary while writing about this hero of Amber? How dare you? You're monetizing on such a victim, Kat. I mean, come on, we could both play it right at you. Like you're a hypocrite, freaking hypocrite. Anyway, DV was mocked for entertainment. The same like Johnny wasn't mocked for years, even before this trial. You all just said he was guilty. You all called him guilty. There was no way he wasn't guilty. And then oh shit, look. Oh damn, this girl's not good. We shouldn't have bet on this girl. No, it doesn't matter. All the same victim blaming tropes are now being used against others who have alleged abuse. Where? Show me. Show me where that's happening, you liars. Where is that happening? In our opinion, notice, the Depp v. Heard verdict and continued discourse around it indicate a fundamental misunderstanding of intimate partner and SV and how survivors respond to it. Oh my God, the damaging consequences of the spread of misinformation are incalculable. We have grave concerns about the rising misuse of defamation suits to threaten and silence survivors. Oh my God, I would love, please, somebody in this organization. We condemn the public shaming of Amber Heard and join in support of her. We support the ability of all report IV and SV free of harassment, intimidation. I mean, I agree with, aside from, look, at a certain point, yeah, I'm not here shaming her. This is literally a letter trying to say that she's innocent. That's what I'm mad about. I don't want to talk about Amber ever again in my life. I would love for her to move on like she keeps claiming to be, but her PR team hasn't moved on. This wasn't done by organizations on their own. This was done by a PR firm. Don't lie, Kat. This is a tactic to help Amber from a PR standpoint. And I would challenge anybody from these organizations, all these people who have signed. My God, I would love to have a conversation with any of them, a calm, civil conversation with any of these people to try to understand what on earth you're talking about. Now, I'm sure we'll have agree on things that probably a lot more in the middle than people think, but they keep not letting us have these conversations. The reality is Johnny is a victim. Now, did Johnny say things and text things that he shouldn't have done? Sure, he's admitted it. Amber admitted to nothing, and she's on audio doing it. Amber's about, I did pledge the amount. My God, how much rope are you going to give her? This is not a woman telling the truth. And that's the problem. She's causing the problem for victims. Now, I can understand these groups not wanting to hammer her on it, right? And not try to vilify her because, yeah, from the point of view of some of these organizations, they might be like, look, enough's enough, guys. We got to move on. Stop reporting on it. Stop shaming her. I could see that perspective from like, look, she lost. It's over. Okay, Johnny, there you go. Like, I could understand that argument, right? I could, but that's not what they're saying here. They're saying she's innocent. They're saying we should have believed her. I'm sorry, I don't. And what I think she is the problem with victims. And she's out there now trying to PR herself back in through all these organizations. How dare you ignore the victim here, which was Johnny? He was absolutely the victim. DV has no gender. And for all you experts, all these organizations, I'm just sickened by this. How dare you even, the truth is they shouldn't have even picked a side. They're now showing their bias. Why even make a comment at all? Because I could understand that from a point of view of a place that has to take in survivors and right and people. How dare they pick a side? They shouldn't say anything. They say, look, we take in anybody. We take in anybody. So now you're criticizing male victims? That's what they're doing here. I'm just floored. Like, how dare you? How effing dare you? None of these people clearly watched it. They're just reading articles by Kat Tenbarge, who I'm sure is on there telling them, can you believe this? Look at all this harassment Amber's getting. How scary for victims. Hello, how about we show you the actual evidence and you explain how Johnny wasn't abused? I'd love to hear your understanding on those audio tapes when Johnny's like, please, I just want to walk away. Can we not talk? And she won't let him. Guys, that's not okay. That was emotional awfulness. I'm just so disgusted that we're still at this point. That this woman, Kat, is out there trying to help survivors, rallying and talk about misinformation. This is terrifying, guys. On NBC News, getting all these women organizations to now throw a male victim under the bus for what? For what? This is terrifying. This is not the way, and this is going to cause such a bigger divide when all these people shouldn't have said anything. So they're all anti-men. Men can't be victims, guys. Nope. Just shut up, men. If a woman's doing it to you, you're a liar. The woman's telling the truth. Get out of here. We can't support you because we must support women at all costs. And I know I got a lot of females here, and I know that's going to piss you off because that's not right. That is not right. I am livid, and I'm going to talk more about this today in our live. I hope you'll join us. We'll be live in a couple hours. I'll put the link right there on the left. Wait, hit the notify me. We got to talk about this further and so much more in the channel. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys.